Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to episode 7 of Oxygen Not Included, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 24th. Let's do the recap. The recap is going to be quick, I think. So, last stream, we built all this. We started off with, well, here, let me take a look. We started off with Kelvin, Chemo, and Viper. And we polluted our own water source, and what else did we do? We, almost starved multiple times. But now we have a coal-powered washroom, a great room to dine in, a little bit of a mealwood farm, very rudimentary water filtration. We are currently exploring, trying to find additional geysers. So that's what I'm doing right now. That was the last priority. What was this again? This was, hang on. I figured out what this is. This is, in fact, oh, right, the oxygen vent. I'm probably never going to uncover that, because that sounds terrible to me. Yeah, and this is where we're picking off, where we are just exploring geysers. As you can see, the priority up top. We are just poking around, figuring out what's out there on the map. How many restarts? Restarts? 0. I have messed some stuff up, but never have I had to trigger a restart. ALS Gamer, thank you for the gifted subs, and Kellyanne as well. And Trevor, Petrable, Viper, and Fangface for bits. I love it. Cheers, guys. Alright, so one of the things that we want to do is to get a little bit of a park here. This happy little pip has been doing a wonderful job for us, setting us up what we're going to need for a nature reserve. Does anyone know if nature reserves and parks stack? I don't really know. But in either case, we're going to have this pip continue to try to plant these blossom seeds, because that is good stuff. We also have some other priorities. Let me slow down the time so that I don't whiz by. So some other priorities, or other things that we could do. I am going to continue this search for additional geysers. I think that's going to be pretty important. But some other things that we might be able to do is to build a ranch for the hatches, because obviously this map tile has tons and tons of granite and igneous rock. That's the majority of the terrain. So hatch ranching, specifically stone hatch ranching, might be a really good way to produce meat for ourselves. J-Dog and Glitch, thanks for the bits as well. Let me turn on the... Oh, the streamer cam for Yoda's already on. It's not even supposed to be. Alright, taking a look at some other things. So I think we are good to continue the filtration here. So let's do that. I have to remind myself in what state did I leave it all. There's no valid spots left for the pip to plant. Oh yeah, that might be... Oh yeah, that is actually true. Because can't plant here. That's okay. We already have the 4. So I'm not really worried about more. I could, I suppose... I could try to go vertical. I could try to dig up and... Well, no, but that's not soil. Pips... I can't remember if pips can plant in granite or not. But yeah, alright, we're just gonna go with the 4. That'll work. 1 nature preserve. So taking a look. This pump is filling this liquid reservoir. Which, if I turn on the signal switch here, will start to allow it to go into circulation. Okay, cool. And then keep this switch off until I'm ready to go. Harness rating under 150. And what is it, like 4 tiles up, 5 tiles up? I kind of remember the planting order, but I don't... It has been a while, you know? All right, new printables. So we also have skills. Hess. Hess. Let's give you... Yeah, I would, has anyone else started tinkering? No, no one else has started tinkering. Yeah, let's give Hess go to down the tinkering line. And then the printables here, we have curative tablets, briar seeds, a doctor digger tidier, or a farmer digger builder, but farts. If only you didn't fart. I'm just gonna go curative tablets, because I think until we have a very reliable source of food, it's probably best if we don't expand the population too much. I would like to secure a source of renewable water and a source of food before we go down that. All right. So the research that we're currently researching is we need to get advanced research for agriculture for the park side. And the advanced supercomputer does not have a source of water. And that is solely because I don't have a pitcher pump anywhere. I could add a pitcher pump here. Probably should. So that will be something that we do now. Let's switch this up. And then I'll add the pitcher pump. Now, in, I would say, about 10 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-poll everybody to see if the priorities remain the same, or if you want me to reassess them. If you want me to work on something other than geysers, or just keep geysering, just keep geysering. I'm totally okay with either. Oh, look at all this oxalate outgassing. Now, one of the things that we might be able to do is to set up a liquid lock here so that we can get into the neural facilitator and improve one of our dupes. And I'll have you all vote on what dupe that might be. So, taking a look at the liquid locks. I will put it here, I suppose. Good a place as any. Food's a little low, but I think, yeah, the mealwood is mostly grown, so that will be coming back pretty soon. All right, sweet. So much digging. So very little resources to be found. Kind of incredible. So this, I think... Nope, this is not... Oh, okay. This is not the eastern edge. I thought for a second it was the eastern edge. Okay. So, for a liquid lock, we need 1 and 2... Okay, cool. We'll get that underway. And that will allow us to pop open the chlorine area without too much pollution. The other thing is I might want like, because there's a lot of water here, obviously. And I might want... I don't really want to travel through 2 liquid locks. I don't know, whatever. This is fine. Apolius, thanks for the resub. You were able to make another. I appreciate it. It's always nice to have you here. I know it's infrequent. So this hasn't been cleaned up at all, huh? Even though it's set to 7. What are they possibly doing that is somehow more important than this? Also, why is there germs in my coal? Hey, Lamb 4C. Thank you for the sub. Welcome. Alright, fine. We're gonna make this 9. Just hit the old 9er. Alright, so here's the bottle emptier, and we're gonna be dumping just regular water here for the liquid lock. I need more cleaners? Yeah, I mean, I eventually need more dupes. I know that. Alright, I would say we are good here. I'm going to turn off the signal switch and let the water start filtering. And Chemo, you earned a skill point. Well, I could give you demolition or medical compounding. I believe we already have a medical compounder. I could also give you improved carrying. I think I'm going to give you improved carrying so that you can help to... You'll eventually get suit wearing, and then you can also tidy up. Borrow Viper for a day? Yeah, let's track Viper. Let's actually watch what Viper's doing. Because I don't know what he's doing, but all I know is it's not what I want him to be doing. It is not, tidying any of this up. At all. And there's plenty of storage bins, so it's not really a lack of storage. That is certainly not the issue. Hey, Space Corgi. Welcome. So, in about 4 minutes, I'm going to re-poll you all about the priorities. If y'all don't mind. Cool. We have not polluted our new water. That's good. That's real good. Alright, it's warning me about insufficient oxygen generation. That's another long-term project, which is to generate our oxygen via rust. Pumping the chlorine of the rust out to vacuum and then capturing the oxygen. It's not something that we need to do immediately. I think there's plenty of time before it becomes an issue. Okay, here we go. Now we're actually cleaning up this granite. One of the issues is that this granite is just like an immense amount of weight. The other thing that we're probably going to need to do is to set up a, so if we go into the research tree, we're going to want to clean the ore that we bring, or really all the resources that we bring back to our base using a ore scrubber. There's plenty of chlorine, so I can feed some of this chlorine to the ore scrubber and make sure that we're not ending up with germy storage. Right now, none of my storage is germy, so that's pretty good. Yeah, the reason why I'm already at the top of the asteroid is if you type ! details, you'll see that we had a random start location, random pod location. So if you take a look here, the pod is actually very close to space because it was offset upwards and left. Is that left? No, this is left for you guys. Upwards and left. So, yeah, that's why I'm a lot closer to space than I would be otherwise. Okay, I'm going to tidy up this sandstone that is grabbed and then put in the pitcher pump, which will allow me to fuel the supercomputer to gain the natural park stuff. Is there? So last I checked over here, alright, there is really no chlorine over here. So I am going to remove this liquid lock. It's not needed anymore. And then I'll just mop it up. Alright, let's start the poll. What should the priority be? Explore. Start a hatch ranch. What else is there? Start processing rust for oxygen. Expand the farm. Start a Dreco ranch. or viewer suggestions. How many hours have I logged in this game? Oh, let me see. Steam, what do you say? Just shy of 400. According to Le Steam. So go ahead and vote. You've got 5 minutes, or just shy of 5 minutes on the clock over there. The poll's on the left. And let me know what you think should the priority be. Whether we continue to explore, start a hatch ranch for meat and coal, start processing rust for oxygen, expand the farm, start a Dreco ranch, or something else. Some viewer suggested else. Oh, for a second that looked like hydrogen. I was like, what is going on? Why is there a hydrogen link? Alright. I'm trying to leave this ice biome alone so it doesn't melt too badly. I'm getting awfully close to it, but it's so that I can avoid chlorine. So, with the pitcher pump, I ought to be able to get the computing done. So, have I even started on that? Yeah, alright, we're already a fourth of the way there. Cool. Great. So I do have a body temperature issue here. It is a little warm right here. Got it. And it's warm because the adjacent biome is warm. So anyone that has played a lot of Oxygen Included knows that a lot of colony death and failure often is a result of a buildup of heat that remains unmitigated. And that is a... Oh, we should not be... Yeah, don't do that. So we should be careful about the amount of heat that we build up. I do, however, have a nullifier here, which is kind of like an hydrogen-powered air conditioner, so... There's some solutions if I let the heat build up a little bit too much. So here we are bringing water to the bottle emptier. And that's going to allow us to set up a little bit of a liquid lock once we bring a little bit more water. Yeah, heat kills colonies. Absolutely. Alright, taking a look here. Let's turn off the water sieve. And this water is almost purified. Alright, looks to be purified now. Ooh, research complete. Alright, we'll deal with that in a second. So, what we unlocked, a farm station, which allows us to tend crops. I don't believe we have anyone with farming skill, though. No one is a farm tender. So, that's moot. We also unlocked the park sign, and that's something that I'm going to add here. Bada bing, bada boom. And that will designate this area a nature reserve. What else do we get? We got a fertilized synthesizer. Uses polluted water and phosphorite to make fertilizer. Probably not something we're going to use because obviously the Badlands has a lack of food. A hydroponic farm, which uses liquid piping to irrigate. Again, we're probably not going to want to plant crops that require a lot of irrigation because that's a really good way to completely delete the amount of food that you have. And then a refrigerator. And I think what I'm going to do is destroy the apothecary and stick the refrigerator in here because it's right next to the electric grill. Eventually, maybe I'll have a dedicated kitchen, but that day is not today. And it looks like you all want... Ooh, we have a tie. Hatch Ranch and... and oxygen. Yeah, we're going to have a bit of a tiebreaker here. So give me 1 second. I'll queue up the tiebreaker. Okay, there's your tiebreaker. We also gained a skill. Kelvin. What do I want you to do? You have plenty of morale, so let's give you astronomy. And then queue up another research. And I think I'm going to pick this. I'm going to... Looks like rust for oxygen is winning. I'm just re-familiarizing with all the research here because it has been a while for me. So I'll get air systems next. Alright, so this refrigerator is going to be just for everything for now. I don't think we have a lot of stuff, so it's not that big of a problem. What are the low resistance wires for? You mean... this stuff up here? The, conductive wires or heavy watt? Or the regular wires? I'm not even sure which ones you're referring to. They hold more power. So, your cables have a certain amount of power that they can provide. Why is this a park and not a nature reserve? Oh, it's probably not big enough. 32 tiles. Okay, yep. So, once the amount of power that you're drawing from the grid exceeds the amount of power that the cables can hold, it starts to burn out. So, you have to... there's a whole bunch of different types of cables that can hold more power. But they're more expensive. So, that's what that's for. Alright, let's put a quick timer on this. There it is. And have y'all vote. Alright, new printables. What we got? Blossom seeds, a really crummy researcher, a pacifist who operates suit wearing a cook. That's not bad. No, I really need a rancher or farmer, but this farmer is not that great. So I'm gonna get the blossom seed. And our water supply is going up. Oh, and we got the air researched. So I'm going to start researching for ranching. Because I know that that might be something that we do in the future. Oh, we've got something interesting over there. Let's keep digging that way. And I did find the facility. The space facility or whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. But it's up there, obviously. Neat. Elon, thank you for the resub. Thank you, thank you. So now this is a nature reserve. Good. So the nature reserve provides a 6 morale bonus. And I think what I'm going to actually do is to set up a pneumatic door here and here. And make this nature reserve a bit of a vertical thing. Like I've done in the past. And then moving this sign in there. And then allowing blossom seeds to be stored back into the general storage. And also this pip can go free. It is done what it needs to do. And then the plan is to put a room over here. Maybe actually move my dining room over here so that everybody travels through the nature reserve so that they always have the nature reserve benefit bonus. That'd be a pretty effective way of doing that. So right now this is just going to be a park because it's small, but as it grows, it will become a nature reserve again. Stick a ladder here. And then we can abuse the, well, not abuse, but exploit, I guess maybe is the right term. Exploit our nature reserve for a lot of morale. So that will be underway. All right, looks like you guys want me to start processing rust for oxygen. So let me update my priority. Process rust for oxygen. Surprise, surprise. So the first thing I need to do to process rust for oxygen is probably to obtain an area where I can dump the unwanted gas. So I'm going to head out to this vacuum here, stopping right here to make a liquid lock. Actually, I'm going to inset it even more. So we'll have a liquid lock, and then we'll dump chlorine. So for those that do not know, the way that the rust processing works here, the rust deoxidizer, is it converts rust into oxygen and chlorine, and I'm obviously not going to want to keep the chlorine, or I can keep some of it, but I'm not going to want to keep too much of it. So another thing that I might want to research, if that is my current priority, is the ability to store some chlorine. So I'm going to have a gas reservoir. I'm going to start researching towards gas reservoir. The benefit of the gas chlorine is that you can use the chlorine to, you can use the chlorine for water filtration like this, or you can use the chlorine for an ore scrubber. So I want to store a little bit of chlorine and not pump it out to space for ore scrubbers. Ore scrubbers allow you to clean the whatever your duplicate is holding so that they don't stick germy things into storage, which is kind of nice. Now, I don't think that there's going to be too much germy stuff in this series because there's not really any slime. But even then, ore scrubbers are kind of nice, especially when you don't want germs spread around. All right. I do see that my food is low, but it looks like the mealwood is coming up. And then once we have this liquid lock all set up, I'll tap into this little ruin here. I'm not supposed to be exploring anymore. There's obviously something interesting here. And then this is another cold biome. Maybe with an ATN, but probably not. Probably not. Is there an animal? So there's a lot of stuff that survives in chlorine. You have pitch pepper plants, which can make... They're sort of like pepper, and it's useful for certain foods. And then you have balm lilies as well, which you can produce for medicinal properties. Drecos will survive in it, but their scales regrow faster if they're in hydrogen, so hydrogen is more ideal than chlorine. So they tolerate chlorine, but they prefer hydrogen. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with chlorine. I just can't say that I have a particularly good use for it, which is why I'm just not interested in keeping too much of it. All right, let's get filtering again. I want to get rid of this entire germy puddle. That would be great. 5 mealwood plants keep per dupe, keeps them fed. Yeah, I could expand this, obviously. The other thing is I can always make mush bars. My dupes have such a high morale that mush bars aren't going to be much of a problem for them. Not too much. The other thing I might be wise for me to start is a fire pole. Oh, I see one of the problems. There's this chlorine here. But yeah, start a fire pole so that I can go up and down a little bit faster. I could also start a fire pole like over here. Something like that, but that might be a good idea. Start to pave the way for high-speed transport, which will unlock eventually. But I'm going to need a lot of plastic before that becomes useful. Hey! Cywolf Reaper, thanks for the sub. Welcome. Alright, there's another facility over here. Interesting that is, like, in vacuum. So we have this polluted water, which is emitting gas out to space. And then we have the main facility above us. Can't I build a boiler to purify the dirty water that way? Sure. Then I have to deal with all the heat that produces, which can be pretty damaging. Hey, Dave. Just because you can. Thank you for the sub. Welcome. So, we just unlocked... What did we just get? We got temperature modulation, which allows us to make ice, insulated tiles, and space heaters. So one of the things that I might want to do is to put some insulated tiles in here. Like, on this edge, because there's some heat here. So let's take a quick look where the heat is. So there's obviously a lot of heat over here as well, which is kind of unfortunate because I kind of wanted to put a dining room here. So that's a bit of a bummer. But whatever, I'll live with it. And Baffled Rascal for the resub as well. Welcome. So we're almost done with the airlock. This is barely breathable up here because of how thin the oxygen is. And this hasn't gotten any more water because I really haven't prioritized it. Oh, let's mop that. No need to have soggy feet. Now, my algae is rather low. I'm basically out. So if I want to continue to produce oxygen via algae, I'm going to need to make a bit of an effort to obtain some. But here comes the insulated tile, which should keep the heat from over here bleeding in. Unfortunately, there's a whole node of algae that I could have grabbed, but I'm like insulating myself from it. Let's go get it. I'm gonna need it because I'm not gonna be done with the rust processing before I suffer as a result of not having oxygen production. I also may want to consider killing some of the hatches or pokey. You know, I'm gonna kill the pokey shell for barbecue. Sorry, buddy. Oh no, they don't even give barbecue. That's right. I need to kill hatches. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that. I could kill the pip, but the pip seems to be Might plant some extra plants for me. Here's some mealwood, so I don't know. We'll leave them alone for now. How do you go up tiers for subs? Ooh. I can't say I'm rightly sure, sadly. So, printing pod. Building, tying, cooking, ranching, research. Oh, God. Nope. More stupid seeds. Subscription options in Twitch. Yeah, sounds about right to me. Says the person that has no idea what he's talking about. The other thing is if I wanted to have more people use the natural reserve, I could nest the bathroom behind it too. That'd be a really good way to sort of artificially have them walk through the nature preserve. So I might be moving this bathroom at some point. Okay, let's turn off this, because it looks like my tanks are going to be full. In fact, I'm going to batch it. I'm going to stop the sieve now and let this Germany water dump, and then pull this in so that it doesn't overflow. Because it doesn't really filter all that effectively when it overflows. Alright, so the algae, I have just enough to, like, limp my way to the finish line. And up here, let's put a slightly higher priority on this so that I can set up the water lock. So we just got thermosensor. The space heater, thermoregulators, gas pipes, gas meter valve, rust, and gas reservoir. So this is the gas reservoir I wanted. Now, one of the ways to deal with the gas reservoir is to put it in a room where the room also has chlorine in it, and that's a pretty effective way to store it densely. Alternatively, whoa, my chair. Alternatively, what we could try to do is to liquefy it. So up here, you can see that there's liquid chlorine. So that's another solution that we could do, is to turn into a liquid, but then if we want to use it, we have to turn it back. So I think it might make most sense to keep it in gas form so that we don't have to phase change it every time we want to use it. Wheezewort, I'm coming for you. I love Wheezeworts. There's also this Wheezewort that we could grab. Yep. All right. I think what I'll do is I'll make a few mush bars for now, just to keep us fed, because we are running a little low. And then, knowing that we are going to be working on more food soon. Alright, I don't need to mine that out just yet. We'll mine this. Is the radiation from those plants newer? I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, so this water is clean, and we'll dump it. Hi, Pip. You best be behaving. And I don't have a research priority, so I'm going to go back to... I'm going to start to work on ventilation, because we're going to be moving gases around. Yeah, if you look at the title, it literally says no DLC in the title of the stream. I'm not running with the DLC, as I've tried to make the most obvious I possibly could. You had me all confused talking about radiation. No idea what you were talking about at first. Alright, that's enough mush bars for now. Now, another thing that I could do is I could pump the chlorine into this sort of chamber and pressurize it. Radiation is just in the DLC, yeah. And I don't own the DLC. I'm not running the DLC, so yeah. That's why I was confused by that question. I was like, radiation? What are you talking about? Alright, so enabling auto bottle, setting that to 9, and enabling auto bottle down here, setting this to 9 as well. Actually, this can be 8. Here, 8, yeah, whatever. Okay. We do have some carbon dioxide getting stuck here as a result of the coal generator. But I'm not that worried about that now. DS5K, thanks for the resub. You're welcome. So soon we should see that our dupes will produce a little bit of water lock here, and then I'll be able to start to set up the vent. But there's a first step before we even do that, which is to set up where we want the rust deoxidizer. So if we take a look here, it produces a considerable amount of heat. So that's maybe something that we have to consider. What I could do is I could put it over here and then pump the oxygen back. And... oh, wall pots, hanging pots. Okay, so that was the research for artistic expression. Now we're going to go textiles and then ventilation, all that. I haven't really made the determination of exactly where I want to put the rust. So how about you guys decide where to set up the rust for O2? So what I could do is I could nest it in here. So in this cold biome. Cold biome near the coal Jenny. That could be one. I could do it sort of in here. Cold biome by water filtration. Or what I could do is I could go out this way because it's right next to space. Cold biome near space, and that would make it easier to dump the unwanted gas out to space because it looks like it's a very short run. So, whatever you guys think, and cheers. I'll put 2.5 minutes on that. And then let's stop the bottle emptier. I still might want to get out to this vacuum at some point, so I'm not worried about this water here. But I could also start doing that with ethanol as well. But I think water is just a little bit easier to use and control. Alright, looks like cold biome near space is likely going to win, so I'll start working on that. I don't want to go too close to this, this geyser here. What I think I will do is to plow through the copper here, because there's some muckroot that I could grab, and then also there's all this copper. I know it's going to release a whole lot of carbon dioxide, but I'm not that worried about that. Yes, since there's no slime biomes glitch, I'm not really going to have a source of gold. So, I'm going to need steel pretty early on due to the overheat temperatures of stuff. You're absolutely correct. And looking at my algae right now, I'm going to put this as 9. Because I need some algae to keep the oxygen flowing. So this needs to be a little bit bigger. And I'll probably nest some other building back here as well. Okay, cold bound near space. Got it. So another thing I'm going to need for this is cabling. I don't feel great about laying down these basic cables because I feel like I'm probably going to need to bump up the amount of power generation that I run, but we'll cross the bridge eventually, not right now. Okay, what I really want is the algae here, or our oxygen is going to be real bad real soon. Luckily, we have a nice big pocket of it for now, but it's going to run out. And research for textiles is done. So now we're going to be doing research for improved ventilation. I also might want to get portable gases. Let me queue up portable gases first. So portable gases is something new to me because, you know, I haven't played in a very long time. But it allows you to not have a full suit, a full... So there's 3 levels of protection now. Previously, there was only 2. There was the Atmo suit, and then eventually the... wherever the spacesuit is. The jetpack suit here. So jet suit, an Atmo suit, but now there's something even less than an Atmo suit. The Atmo suit covers your whole body like hazmat. So this is the oxygen mask, which is keeps dupes from having to hold their breath when they're in a non-oxygen environment, which is pretty nice. So if you have farms that don't use oxygen or something like that, you have the ability to deal with that. And it stops the stinging eyes penalty when you're in hydrogen or chlorine or something of that nature. So good stuff. So that's the carpeted tile, which is very gentle on the your tootsies. And then all of this morale beauty stuff that we just got. I'm not worried about that just yet. Textile loom, which again, I don't really have textiles, and carpet, which again, I don't have carpets. So here's the canister filler, the canister emptier, and then the oxygen checkpoint. So anyone traveling beyond this point will use a mask, and then you have the oxygen mask dock, where you make an oxygen mask, stick it on the dock, feed it oxygen, and then anyone that needs to breathe will put that on. So is this... Oh, it needs a door. Oh, it's still too small to be a nature preserve. Okay. Something printable. Barbecue. Oh. Cooking, building, doctoring, cooking, ranching, green thumb? Oh, Mima. Do we add you? Oh. Should we add Mima? You all are just gonna vote yes, aren't you? Alright, I'll have it be a long poll. Mima can wait. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 24th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. But please keep in mind that this is a casual playthrough. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. This series is a result of a weekly poll where my viewers determine through polling what I play on Twitch. So if there's to be any more of this stream and these episodes, you have to vote for it. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, duplicates.